Hello and welcome. This is Transport Fever2 and this is our project Mega City, where we have these huge big cities and we try to interconnect them with one another and trying to solve all the problems that brings, which usually has to do with just overcrowded trains, too much traffic and, all those wonderful things. In the last episode, we built our first proper high-speed train running across the entire map, reaching speeds of 350 kilometers per hour. And if you remember, that train was medium successful. The capacity of those trains is around 420 passengers. And when we finished, these trains had around 300 passengers on board, which seemed okay at the time. However, if we look at it now, things have changed somewhat. So one of these trains is now leaving the station here. You can see they're very cool looking. And if we look, it is completely full. And if we look at the train station here, high-speed line 1, already 240 people waiting, and the numbers going up and up and up to 50. So I think we are close to capacity of what this line can do. I don't want to introduce any more trains. You can see here they already have to wait for one another. So I don't think that's a good idea. I think capacity will have to come in the form of just trains being longer than they are right now. I think it's okay at the moment, but at some point we're going to have to look at that. Now, the one thing that clearly does not work is our east-west corridor. We have 2,500 people waiting. And if we go here, the corridor runs across these 4 tracks here and ends up here. In Bromley, we have currently, we have 1,200 people in one direction and over 1,000 in the other direction waiting. So we've tried so many things to address this, and I think we have to admit that the Railjet is just not the right train for this. It's a real shame, because the Railjet to me is one of the coolest trains, not just in the game, in the real world. I've spent a lot of time, a lot of hours on these trains. They're one of my favorite high-speed trains. I think they just look really cool. And that's why I wanted to have them in the game. Let's start the simulation again. But with a capacity of 222, and this is already in a double configuration, I just don't think it's going to cut it. I think we're going to have to replace it with some double-decker high-speed trains, maybe the same ones that we use on the high-speed line. So that would double the capacity, because they can carry 420 people. And if we do a double unit of those, we get up to over 800 people. And that would surely solve the problem on this line. So maybe one day we will find another role for the Railjet. The only thing is that means we have quite a lot of similar looking double-decker trains running around. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have to look at the high-speed train again, because we did look at the Eurostar, if you remember, and that's a really cool looking train. Maybe we can use the Eurostar on the high-speed tracks and see if that does a good enough job. So for the time being, let's pause the sim. It is goodbye Railjet. Manage vehicles. We're going to replace them. Electric multiple units. Let's have a look. I mean, maybe there's something else. Let's start from the top. These are all too short, too slow. This one we had a look at last time. 115 is the capacity. Can we put 2 in a row? That would give us a capacity of 230. No, that's not good enough. We need a big jump up in capacity. There's no way around that. This one has a capacity of 315. Yeah, that's what we want. It's either this one, the slightly slower one, a capacity of 564. Maybe this one. It's slower, but it doesn't matter. The track speed is 250, so that would work well. And if we doubled it up, we have a capacity of 1,220. Maybe that's the way forward. Let me just see if there's anything else we have available. These are all too slow. Let me have a look at the Eurostar. 176 to 336. So it looks like 336 is the best we can get out of that train with a speed of 330 kilometers per hour. Maybe we could put this, I don't know, 336. How long is this train? Let's have a look. No, it's quite long. 423 meters. So a double set would be 800. No, this is not going to work. Okay, the Chinese win. There's one more thing here, 200 kilometers per hour. And capacity of about 200. No, this is all not good enough. It's gonna have to be a Chinese train. So we're gonna go for this one, I think it was, right? The slower one. Yeah. So we're gonna have a capacity of 564 with a top speed of 250. That's a nice replacement for the Railjet, I think. We'll do one for now. I think this should be more than enough in terms of capacity. So replace. We'll give these trains very good maintenance. And then I'm going to start the simulation and I'll let it run for a while. And then we'll see what happens if this solves the problem or not. Okay, we are back. And after a while of running the sim, it has to be said, the Chinese trains are doing a really good job. I hate to say it, but they're doing much better than the Railjet ever did. So we've gone down to 200 people waiting. You know, this is much, much better. But look what's coming here. We actually have Eurostars now. Because I wanted, I just prefer it. If we have different trains on each line, it makes it more interesting. So what I decided to do, I actually went into the model file of this particular add-on and simply increased the capacity. Not by much, it's a bit of a cheat. I know it's a bit naughty, but I just wanted something different. And it fits perfectly into the station here. And I increased the capacity, not by a crazy amount. We've gone to 492 people. And that way, this train can now be used on the high-speed railway line. I haven't even checked if it's gonna be a problem on the other side, because the other station is not quite as long. So let's just wait here for a Eurostar to pull in and see if that's gonna be a problem. Shouldn't be. If it is a problem, I'll use the shorter version and increase the capacity again a little bit more. But it gives us a bit more variety. Anyway, none of this is what I actually wanted to do today, to be honest with you. What I really wanted to do today is get away a little bit from all these big cities. We have all these small villages here and they have no connection to any of the network whatsoever. So I thought maybe it's time that we finally look at those little villages and see how we can connect them to our network. And I think I'm going to actually be starting from here, because we have some spare lines available here. I purposely left this line here empty, so we can actually run out here to this town. I'm going to change the name. Loftus is not the name I want. Just bear with me. Let's see what happens when the Eurostar pulls in. This is a very long train. No, it fits. It fits absolutely fine. There you go. Like a glove. So no, we're gonna keep the Eurostar. Yes, so a railway line, a short shuttle line to this small town. We only need like a little S-Bahn thing, maybe even a diesel. Nothing spectacular. And then I want another line running out here past this town, and then we either gonna end up here or here. I'm not sure yet. We need to think about that. And then the rest will be served from the other side. So there will be a way to take S-Bahn trains all the way across the map, but you're gonna have to change trains. I don't want a small S-Bahn train running all the way across the map. I think they're just there to connect cities like this. I mean, to be honest, this would lend itself to run a line just across the map here and maybe here into Bromley. I think we have some capacity. Yeah, we do. We have these lines here. So this would be one thing we could do. Come out of Bromley, go past this town here, and end up here. And here we link in to a train that comes up here. I think that's what we're going to do. That sounds like a good idea. Okay, as always, I start working, and when I have something to show you, I will be back. All right, here we are in Bromley, and we have our first train line that we proposed today ready to go. So we can see here, these are the double-decker trains we're using now, and here's our first, it's called the Reddic line, because I renamed the town at the end Reddic. We're using these trains for now. They have a capacity of 80. They're already full, so maybe I'll double them up, but let's see how it goes. So just so you see what I've built, so the train line runs here. There's another train comes here. We have a curved station here because that's the only way I could fit it in with the river crossing here. This is now called Chiltern. So this is our Chiltern station. And then we come here. We go to Burton. In Burton, we have 2 additional tracks because here I want to feed in another railway line that runs into this direction here. And then we cross the high-speed railway track and end up in Reddic, hence the name. Capacity-wise, it seems to be okay. 27 people here, 9 and 6. I mean, this line is brand new. It takes a while for people to use it. 52 people waiting here, and here we have 2 people. So it seems okay for now. I put some bus lines in all these little villages to make sure everybody can get to the train station. Nothing crazy, you know, just a few stops, a few buses. They all end here. Let's have a look. Oh, we have 82 people waiting here. That's unusual. Maybe what we do then here is we'll replace these with larger buses. Let's see, 48. Let's do that. That should increase capacity quite a lot. Let's do that with the sister line as well. 48. Maintenance. Shall we make them blue? Yeah, why not? There we are. And that's how that works. So the first time really we're gonna have a connection to all these little villages. My hope is that they're gonna feed into here in Bromley, and then they can get onto any of the other trains. If they want to head north, they can get on the high-speed train that runs here. And if they want to get to Ulster, they have several options now to get into this huge city. So next step is to go from Burton here to Market Raisin. I'm gonna change that name, and then we're gonna end up here in Warwick at the main train station. So another short railway line, only 2 stops really along the way. So probably we do the same, some 80 passenger capacity trains, all very straightforward. This is going to get a small bus line, to connect to the train station. And then I think we'll leave it for today because once again, this simulation is causing a lot of headaches for me and my computer. It's running the simulation pretty much at its limit. And crashes and hanging up and all that stuff, unfortunately, becoming more and more common. But anyway, as long as it runs, we'll carry on and see how far we get. All right, so we'll rename this and then we build the next railway line. Okay, and we are back. So we have a new train line now running from Warwick across the countryside here into Trent. This is what I've decided to name this city. And I put a small bus line here so that everybody can get to this train line. I decided to use older buildings. So the story is that this is an old train station that has been modernized. These are the trains we're using. These are double-decker trains by the Austrian Railways. I use different liveries on each train, so they all look a bit different to keep it more interesting. And then the train line runs here through the countryside, parallel to the high-speed line, and then ends up here in Burton. For the moment, the train line is not all that busy. If you look at this train here, that's another one of those double-decker trains. I can see here, looks really cool. Yeah, 12 people. But I've literally have just started using these trains on this line. So maybe after a while, this gets more popular. These trains here are doing fine, and I just checked on the Eurostar, and that's also doing fine. See, 418, 492 capacity. So I think we can keep the Eurostar, which makes me very happy. I think it's a very beautiful and cool looking train. So I think we leave it at that. I don't have much time today. I'm really sorry about that. And as always, I'm going to leave you with a cab ride. I think I'm going to put you onto a train here in Bromley and let you enjoy the ride all the way here to Reddic. Okay, as always, I say a big thank you to all of you that were watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it interesting. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, all the best. Bye-bye.